everyone, and welcome to this segment of Works in Progress. My name is Allison Harper, and today we are going to talk about bulk waste collection and hazardous household waste. We have Jeff Spencer, Waste Management Administrator with the Department of Public Works, here with us today to give us a little bit more information about this topic. Jeff, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So a lot of people are in the process of spring cleaning, and I would expect your bulk waste collection increases this time of year. Can you go over how residents can actually request a bulk pickup?
Well, residents right now, they can request by calling the Customer Contact Center, which is 757-382-2489 or 382-CITY. They can also go on our website, cityofchesapeake.net, or they can use the City of Chesapeake's mobile app.
All right, so what are some common items that your team sees this time of year or that can be picked up by your team?
Well, some of the most common items are your regular household trash, the things that you would get out of your kitchen, out of your bathroom. We have furniture, we have mattresses, things of that nature.
So when they're putting the request online, you want them to specify what items they have in their bulk waste to make sure that the correct items are picked up.
Correct. They have a drop-down list on the app that they can specify what they have when they call into the Customer Contact Center. They'll be asked what items they have, so they can specify, so we'll know exactly what type of truck that needs to go out to pick it up. We have the bulk grapple truck, and we also have a rear loader truck that has the operators and workers on the back that can pick those items up.
So can you specify what specific items cannot be picked up? And can you explain why they can't be?
Hazmat, hazardous materials such as any flammables, combustibles, anything that might ignite in the back of the waste truck. If you can imagine, there's a compactor there that crushes certain items. So you have propane tanks, you have chemicals from your pools, anything of that nature that can be ignited, aerosol cans, paint, empty paint containers that has residue in it.
So if those items are at the curb and your team sees it and they cannot be collected, do you have a process that your team follows so that they can notify residents that they cannot be collected?
Sure. We currently have 3 inspectors, waste inspectors, and once they identify or one of the supervisors identify there's an item out there that should not be collected, the inspector will come out there, take a look at it, identify it, and they will tag it as a violation. They will also contact the resident if they can figure out exactly which address it goes to notify and educate the resident that it can't be collected.
So bulk waste, so you mentioned the grapple truck a little earlier, which is the truck that has the big claw. So they need room to be able to pick up these items. So would we recommend a certain placement at the curb for residents to put those items to make sure that the truck has enough room to actually pick them up and not damage anything around them?
Correct. We would prefer and we request that all bulk items be placed to the nearest portion of the curb, not to obstruct any sidewalks, impede any traffic. Also, we ask that you do not put bulk underneath wires or any obstructions such as mailboxes, other vehicles, or anything like that that could cause the truck not to be able to operate.
So hazardous household waste, so those items cannot be picked up at the curb, but where can residents actually dispose of these items?
Okay. Those items can be taken to the SIPSA landfill or the SIPSA transfer station at Greenbrier, or they can be taken to a regional in Suffolk.
So we know that not everybody receives trash collection within the city. However, Chesapeake residents do have access to SIPSA. So even though that they don't actually get collection at the curb, they can still go to SIPSA, being a Chesapeake resident, to drop off any hazardous household waste. Is that correct?
Correct. SIPSA is open to the citizens of Chesapeake at Greenbrier. They have 12 collections per year.
Okay.
And so they can take them there themselves.
Well, a lot of good information today, Jeff. We thank you for being here. We know this is a busy time for your team as everybody's doing their spring cleaning.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that concludes this segment of Works in Progress. We'll see you next time.